So if you guys want yourself a very simple and very fast AFK jump from like the one I have right here that gives you tons of XP and tridents and copper, make sure you guys stay tuned to the very end of the video to see how we build up this very simple farm. So hello there everyone and welcome back to another video. And as you guys could tell by that quick little intro right there in today's video, we're going to be building ourselves up an AFK drown farm. So how does this farm work? Well, it's really simple. We have our big spawning platform out here where the drowns spawn. This is above the ocean. They fall down there into a trident killer where they will be harvested and then all the items will be collected and you will get all their XP while being completely AFK. So let's just go ahead and get started with this. The first thing you want to do is of course find yourself a giant ocean like the one I have right here, and all we're going to do is build about 50 blocks away from the shoreline. So after we came out 50 blocks away from the shoreline, all we're going to do is then build 50 blocks up from this point. And then what we can do now that we're here is build ourselves a nice little 5x5 platform. That way we just have some room to work. So next up, what we're going to do once we have our platform like this, we can go ahead and add ourselves a nice little ladder out the back like this. But all we're going to do is go ahead and grab ourselves our chests, come to these blocks right here. We're going to build out 1, 2 chests right here. Flip around to the back, place a hopper on here, a rail on top of that, a minecart with hopper on top. Then we can go ahead and break out that rail that is right down there. And then what we can do is go ahead and build up 1, 2, 3 blocks. And then from there, we're just going to build out, so it's like 4 blocks like so. And then what we're going to do is surround this in just 1 row of blocks just like this. That way we have another platform here that looks something just like so. And then now also going to come around here. We're just going to place a block right here, a block right here. And then we don't have to place a block here. I'm just going to place a glass block to make sure that minecart with hopper stays in there. And that way we can still access our chest. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some blocks. I'm going to place just 1, 2, 3 blocks up right here. We can go ahead and throw a ladder on top of there if we want to, because then right here, this is where we're going to be building ourselves our trident killer. So what we're going to do then is grab ourselves a piston, come down to this corner right here. Make sure it's this one right here, this block. Place a piston right there. Then I come right here, place a piston here, and a piston here as well. And then we need to grab ourselves our observers, and all we're going to do is place an observer like this, facing outwards. You can see the little arrow on top. And we're just going to go and follow this around, another one facing into this one, and this one running outwards, this one facing into this one, that one outwards, and then so on. So it's going to end up looking something just like this. Now if we want to, we can add ourselves a little pathway right here. And then all we're going to do is come right here and put a lever, and just to test it out, we can go and flick it like that. As you see, oh, we're going to pause it for a second. We're just going to flick it like that, and then the system will go off just like that, pushing our trident around. We can add that in right now if we want to. It doesn't matter. We can add it in later. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and flick this system off. Because what we can do now is grab ourselves our solid blocks, and we're going to build up 20 more blocks on top of this. So all the way around 20 blocks. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And remember, we're going to do this all the way around. And alright, so down here comes the fun time of building out our platforms. All we're going to do is extend out each side by 7 blocks. So essentially that means we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do this to every side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then all we're going to do is connect them all together. So that right there is our 4 sides, and then this is what it looks like with all 4 of these sides filled in. And now all we're going to do is come to this one of these edges, and we're just going to go ahead and add ourselves a nice little 1 block high wall around the whole platform. And then now to this, all we're going to do is add ourselves 6 blocks on each side. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then as you can guess, we're just going to go ahead and fill this all in. And then we're going to fill this in around the whole entire platform up here. So of course, we're going to fill all that in and then just go ahead and run this around the platform and fill it all in. So just go to every corner and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks to them. So after we're done with that, it's going to look something like this. Then what we're going to do is grab ourselves some blocks, and then we're just going to go to run around the outside of the platform once again, just making ourselves a nice 1 block high wall. Then once we have our nice 1 block high wall going around, it's going to look something like this. Then we're going to grab our blocks once again, and we're going to go to each corner just on this top layer, you know, these 4 corners. Oops. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up this little thing. We're going to build up 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks like that on each and every corner. I'll show you again. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and do this for every one of your corners. And I'm sure you probably guessed what the next step was, but what we're going to do is grab ourselves a water bucket and put it in each and every one of these corners. And then after that, we are going to need a whole bunch of buckets of water. Now I'm in creative mode, so it's real easy for me. But for you in survival, I would recommend making yourself some kind of infinite water source up here. And then all we're going to do is just place water along all the blocks. Not that one right there, though. But all of these blocks are here. Just place down a water bucket. Again, make sure you do not place it on that close one. Do not place on that one right there. Every single one, you skip that one, and then place it all the way around. And then after we are done, it should flow perfectly all to the center. So then after we're done, it should look something just like so. As you can see, all the water perfectly uniformly flows to the center right here, where all the drown will come here and then fall down in this hole. Next up, what we're gonna do is grab ourselves some leaves. It doesn't matter what kind of leaves. It can be any leaves. I'm just using oak leaves right here. We're just gonna go ahead and trace this whole outside path, and that is just so that way that none of the drown can spawn on these leaves. So again, just trace this whole entire area. And so then it's going to end up looking something just like so. And so for the next step, what we want to do is we want the drown to spawn during the daytime as well. As of right now, they will only spawn in the nighttime in here, but we want them to spawn during the day and the night. So we're going to do what we did over there and add ourselves a leaf layer on the top. So all we're going to do is come to one of these tall corners. We're going to build up 15 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 blocks like so. And then once we have gone up this pillar by 15 blocks, all we're going to do is place a leaf block on top of that. And then all we're going to do is trace the leaf blocks that we have below with these leaves on top. So just go ahead and trace exactly where they are on the bottom side. So that lines up. You just go ahead and do this the whole way around. And so then once we have our perfect trace, it should look something like that. All we're going to do then is come to each corner and extend out by 6 blocks. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then go ahead and do that for all of your corners. So it's going to look something like this. And then I'm sure, as you could have guessed, all we're going to do is link up all these leaves together. So we have ourselves one giant leaf platform up here. And we need this so that way it makes this area down here darker. But then they still have access to the skylight, which means that the drown will still spawn up here. I know it's some weird system, but that's how drown farms work. And that's how they spawn. And then finally, after you finish your big leaf platform, which looks something like this, you'll see we already have drown spawning, or well, there were some. What we can do is we can destroy these temporary blocks here, and as you will see, we already have a whole bunch of drown spawning and going down there. And so now that your farm is all working, you can come down here, you can throw down your tridents if you have not already. All you need is one. I'm just going to throw 2 in there. And then what I would recommend doing is putting a slab like this. And even a slab like that. You can even block up this side. We just want a little gap so that way we can get all the XP through, but then none of the baby drowns can come through. Because then, as you will see, also what we want to do is hold a looting 3 sword, because if you didn't know, the looting 3 is applied to the tridents in there. Whoever throws it, they have this in their hand. So stay in here with your looting 3 sword, essentially, if you want more drops. But then we can just go ahead and flick this. As you will see, they will all get harvested, and as you can hear, we are getting all of their XP through this little gap right here, and then also no baby drowns can come through here. And as you'll see down here, also all of their drops are being collected. We already got ourselves a shell. So that's a good place to wrap this video up right here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Like always, if you have any questions, I'll be down in the comment section down below answering questions. But like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!